So, have you ever been walking past a stack of bills in your house and you knew that you should open them up, but for some reason you just didn't? Welcome to and back to my channel. My name is Lyntrina. I am the budget better sister, and I show other working mommies how they can gain control over their finances to be able to pay their bills on time, save more money, and overall budget better. Now, if this is content that you can appreciate, then make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and share this channel out with another social media mommy, a friend, a family member, somebody who could utilize these budgeting tips and resources. Now, I also share with you my realistic budgeting journey. I share with you my real numbers. I share with you a lot of my experiences, which is leading to this video in this moment because I have been sharing my personal financial mistakes with you, and I am calling this series the Budget Diary. Let's go ahead and get into one of my biggest financial mistakes that really kept me in a vicious financial cycle. That would be avoiding opening the bills. Like, it was always something deep down inside of me that knew I had financial responsibilities, right? And for some reason, like, I just used to not open my bills until it was too late. I would ignore the bills in the mailbox because I just had fear of looking at my financial numbers. It was something about numbers that just always gave me like high anxiety and made me feel instantly worried, stressed, and pressured about the money and the finances. So I just never sat down with the bills before I had to because like my anxiety just used to skyrocket. And I later learned that I was a high functioning person who had anxiety. Like, I had high functioning anxiety. And that was one of the reasons why I could not sit down and look at my financial numbers. This was because I was fearful of what the responsibility was and not thinking that I had enough and not knowing if I was going to be able to still do the things that I wanted to do, to be honest with you. So, and I actually get that habit from my upbringing. Because this is funny now. My mama probably gonna see this video and be like, girl, don't be telling my business. Or maybe she won't. But anyway, this habit really started with my mom, and I made it worse because when I was growing up, she would always say, like, I'm not opening the bills on weekends because she didn't want, it to ruin her mood. And it was like, ruin your mood? What do you mean? Like, I never understood it, but I realized later on, like, I was taking that habit with me. I would not open up the bills because I didn't want it to ruin my mood. So I took this habit with me, and when I wanted to break free from the paycheck to paycheck cycle, because I did not want my children to live up experiencing that much of a struggle, I decided to change. And when I started to do a lot of research and I discovered money trauma, it was like, oh my gosh. And it was asking, like, what is your first relationship with money? How do you view money? What are some of your habits that you have now that you have brought from your upbringing? Like, wow, this is a habit that I seen growing up, and I made it worse because not only was I not opening the bills on the weekends, I was not doing it during the week either because I was just living like this whole YOLO lifestyle. Like, I was completely out of it when I moved out on my own. So avoiding my bills is something that has definitely kept me in a vicious financial cycle. Like, because I would not even pay attention, and then by the time I paid attention to the bill, like, it was about to get shut off. So now I either have to call the supplier, try to work out some type of payment arrangement, or I have to give a big lump sum of my paycheck earnings to this company just because I kept avoiding my financial responsibilities, knowing that something was in my tuition, my gut, that you have things that you need to take care of, but yet you're out here doing brunch date with the girlies, again, which is nothing wrong with having fun, but like, when it becomes a little bit too much and you're just doing things and don't even know where your money is going, then it's definitely time to gain some control. And that's just where I was at with it. And I realized that was one of the reasons that was keeping me down, keeping me mentally disturbed, keeping me financially messed up. And when I was ready to say, you know what, this will not be the way that I live my life. This will not be the way that I show my children how to live their life as well. So I started to identify like what was my relationship with money, what was my habits, and that was one of the habits. And so if you are a person that has high anxiety, you feel stress and pressure when it's time to look at financial numbers, here is what I want you to do. This is something that has worked for me, is schedule some time just to go over your bills and expenses. Okay, you can set 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever minutes is comfortable for you. Start small, give yourself some grace, and sit down and just start reviewing those bills and expenses so that you can get a full perspective on where the money is going, where it needs to go, and if you need to have a budget for that category or not. I hope this really helps you get a full perspective on why it's important to start your budgeting journey and to open up your bills so that you can end this cycle of paycheck to paycheck and stop surviving so you can start thriving. Take this information with you, implement it into your strategy, and come back and let me know how that 30 minutes work for you. Or let me know if you did 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't care if you just do 3 minutes. Just let me know how it worked for you, because I really do want to see you thriving financially and not just surviving. Hit the notification bell so you can come back when I drop my next video. And as always, girl, just come budget better.